Mike. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please have a roll call of members.
Mayor Martin?
Here.
Trustee Trombley?
Here.
Trustee Grisenda?
Here.
Trustee Trombley?
Here.
Trustee Garrett is excused.
Need a motion to approve the minutes of the previous meeting?
Make a motion.
Do we have a second? All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any changes? Presentations of petitions, communications, notices, general question period, members of the community. Well, this will be a time when we have a little special time because we get to honor one of our own tonight. I guess it was about 5.5 years ago, all of us kind of got involved in the political arena here, except from Tom, we're going to keep him here. And under the leadership of Jeff Moore, this village kind of gained a little stability, and unlike a ship without a rudder, Jeff became the rudder and steered us through some traumatic times, some times where the village was a little shaky at best. And under his leadership, as well as surrounding himself with a very efficient board, under his leadership, he led us through some turmoil, and since then we've enjoyed some good times and some bad times together, but we've always been together, and we've always worked for the common cause of the village. It's been a meaningful 5.5 years for myself, I know, and I think the village is a better place to live, and it's a better place for us to raise our children. And I think a lot of that credit over the last 5.5 years goes to Mr. Moore, because of his leadership and his willing to go the extra mile. I think it was with great humility that he served the people of the village of Champlain, and losing him as the mayor is a big loss for this board. I'm very happy for him and Sue. I'm sure they're going to enjoy their new residence. These past 5.5 years for myself has been very important. I'm glad that I can call Jeffrey Moore my friend, and that he has spent a lot of time in this village under his leadership. So Juanita, if you would, please.
Resolution of appreciation, Jeffrey P. Moore. Whereas Jeffrey P. Moore has given his time and energy to the residents while he served as mayor and trustee for the village of Champlain, starting with his appointment on December 21st, 2004, ending with his resignation on October 6, 2010. And whereas Jeff has served residents of the village by serving on various village and area committees during his tenure. And whereas Jeffrey's many years of dedication and faithful service speaks volumes about his concern for the well-being of the citizens of all communities, and especially the residents of the village of Champlain. And whereas Jeffrey's invaluable knowledge, wisdom, and leadership will be greatly missed by all the members of our communities. And whereas the village of Champlain Board of Trustees and staff thank Jeff for his dedication and community spirit, and now therefore be resolved, this resolution of appreciation is offered by Mayor Gregory Martin and seconded by trustees Amy Garrett, Thomas Grisenda, Kim Trombley, and Thomas Trombley. And having been adopted by unanimous affirmative vote by the Village of Champlain Board of Trustees, this resolution is to be spread upon the minutes of the regular board meeting held on the 7th day of December of the year 2010.
We need a motion to approve this resolution.
I make a motion to approve the resolution.
Do I have a second? All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, Jeff. Oh, we're not done yet. Here's the much-used gavel that you used in your tenure as mayor of the village. And just a small token of our appreciation and how much we enjoyed having you here at the head of the table rather than in the public sector.
Thanks, Greg, thanks. I'll be on the board. Really
Thank you.
appreciate that. Well, I just wanted to give a little thanks back. I know back when 5.5 years ago, it was a lot different village, and people sitting here, Greg and Kim especially, way back at the beginning, we set out to do a job, and I think we accomplished many things here. We did very good. And thank the Public Works crew. I mean, we've had a lot of changes there, as we all know. We've gone through a couple different superintendents. Juanita Manoz has become clerk. And Donna, thanks very much, you guys, for my conscience. Straighten me out whenever I went astray, and I'm sure you'll do the same for Greg and Larry and his Public Works crew. You guys are a great bunch of people. You've really done well, and I know you will continue to do, and I'm so confident that you guys are here and taking care of the village. I just know things will be great. And I just wanted to thank the people of the village of Champlain for giving me this opportunity to be mayor for these 5.5 years. I really enjoyed it, believe it or not. At least most of it. Except for up on Prospect Street in the wintertime. But I know you guys are doing great, and will continue to do so. And I'm very proud of the village of Champlain and the people that live here. They're great people, and we're all lucky to be able to live here in Champlain. Thanks. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Jeff.
Yeah.
So, that's the part of the job I like to do. Well, I have the report from Mike Catro, Roads Enforcement.
Well, it's been quiet this past month. I've been on vacation for almost 2 weeks, so I wasn't around. But I do have some updates on the zoning and planning training. As I spoke with you earlier today, it is going to take place in the month of January. It just wasn't feasible to do this before the holidays. So there's going to be 4 sessions, 4 3-hour sessions. 2 of them are going to be with the instructors in person, and 2 of them are going to be via teleconference. And we're hoping to have this in Rouse's Point with the phone company is going to supply the equipment for the conference and stuff like that. As we get closer to when the exact dates will be, I'll make sure that everybody gets a notice well ahead of time, because there's the village of Champlain, village of Rouse's Point, and the town. I'm expecting 15 to 20 people to take this. It's going to be worth 12 credits if they do all 4 sessions, which is the equivalent of 3 years worth of training. So I think it's a very worthwhile opportunity for all the planning, zoning, board members, anybody who wants information on zoning and how it works, stuff like that. I would encourage them to come. Other than that, trying to schedule another shared services meeting to get an update from the engineers and all the different projects that they're working on. And that should happen either this week or next week. On the grants, I did speak with the gentleman I met in Potsdam when I was there, and he's going to come up in January and probably schedule something to talk with people from the village here as to what's available and what we can do, what we would like to do. Part of it was to redo the comp plan. I know the town needs theirs redone and the village needs theirs redone, so I was hoping to get something, in conjunction with that. But again, a lot of this stuff's going to happen after the first of the year. So other than that, it's been quiet.
Any questions, Mike? Thanks, Mike. So the mayor's report? Sounds strange. News item will be going in the paper shortly. Need to remind, as we started this at the last meeting, that we need to remind people here in the village, and I'll read the press release. No person shall park a motor vehicle or other vehicle on any street in the village of Champlain between the hours of 2 a.m. and 6 a.m. from November 1st to April 1st. Now, I know it's after that, but this is the law that is on the books in the village of Champlain. Anything you can do to citizens here, anything you can do to help us out, help us with the plowing and the sanding would be greatly appreciated. It's a safety issue, and one which we need to pay close attention to, so that the DPW guys don't have to call in the police to have you move your car. Speaking of the police, you'll notice that there's been increased speed enforcement in the village. Drivers need to slow down while traveling on the village streets. It's an important safety issue. The sheriff department has been here quite frequently. In fact, I'm told they're here this evening. This enforcement will continue throughout the holidays and into the new year. And I'd like to thank the sheriff's office, especially Lieutenant Reed, for his help in this matter. They have said that they will set up enforcement speed traps as often as they possibly can. But what I'm hearing is a positive response that it is working, that it is slowing down the people on Elm Street, Prospect Street, as well as on Church Street. I'd like to thank Larry and the DPW crew for getting the Christmas decorations up around the village. It really looks nice. I'd like to thank the Champlain Telephone Company for the use of the bucket truck, which makes the hanging the decorations much easier and much safer. And I guess finally, I would like to wish everyone here and everyone in the village a safe and happy holiday and a great 2011. That's my report. Thank you. Trustee Trombley?
I really have nothing to report this evening.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Gazanda, anything today?
More as a final follow-up on Elm Street paving, as being a resident, outstanding job with the improvements to the road. After the paving was completed, I did observe some heavy rain situations that typical, and I did notice that the crown of the road is, and the culvert catch basins are working exactly the way they should. I had experienced in the past overrun from the road being maybe too level, whereas it would not divert to the storm drains. At this point, the condition of the road is impeccable. It's really outstanding, and we would like to thank Superintendent Sorrell and the town of Champlain that assisted in that work.
Very good.
The other note, just this evening, we did observe the sheriff monitoring speed on Elm Street. Positive outlook.
Sheriff was very receptive to the idea of having more patrols here in the village. I think it's been effective. I think it's made a change in people's driving habits.
That's all I have for tonight.
Thank you. Mr. Trombley?
Well, I want to reiterate what you commented on with the decorations. I want to thank the village crew for putting them up, and also the telephone company. They look great. And as far as Elm Street, I wanted to comment too. I wasn't here at the last meeting, but it is a nice job. It really, really, really is. I also attended a fire district meeting this past month, and there's really nothing to reiterate as far as comments back to the village. They did thank us for the nice job in the street. I do need to add that they asked, if possible, at some point, if we could try to alleviate the lip into their driveway and try to smooth the bump out. So maybe next year we have some asphalt. Maybe we could take a look at it. It is a little bit of a hump, but I think it's normal because they did such a good job with the road. They've raised the grade so much that when they aproned into the driveway, they've got a little bit of a bump. They just asked if at any time we can look into that. That's really all I have to bring back from the meeting. And I want to just take this opportunity to wish everybody a Merry Christmas. That's all I've got. Thanks.
Thanks, Tom. I have Trustee Gary's report. And I quote, I want to wish everyone a very Merry Christmas, good health, and prosperity for the next year. And a reminder to the village residents judging for the Christmas decorations, the contest will take place December 13th through the 19th. And Trustee Garrett would like to remind you to please keep your decorations lit up so that they may be judged as the judges go around the village and look at the lights at the homes here in the village, and they determine the winners, and they will let you know who won. Okay, report from the clerk treasurer.
Everyone has their expense and revenue reports for November. It makes it 6 months. I believe everything looks good.
It looks like we're right on track for half
For
a year.
half year.
I guess that's another kudos to Mr. Moore and his budgetary experience, or expertise would be better.
Very true.
Okay, for the presentation of the warrant payments,
We have some additional invoices which total $1,960.11.
we need a motion to pay the warrant.
I make a motion to accept the warrant with the additional 1960.11.
For the second,
I'll second.
any discussion? Since we are expending funds, we'll need a roll call vote.
Just, Mayor Moore?
Do I call the roll? Or do you call?
Normally, Mr.
Oh,
Moore
yeah, yeah.
would have done that, but that's up to you. If you want to call, or if you want one of you to.
I want you to do it.
Okay.
Okay. Mayor Martin?
Yes.
Trustee Garrett? Oh, she's excused. Trustee Trombley?
Aye.
Trustee Grisenda?
Aye.
Trustee Trombley?
Aye.
Thank you. Covering for me.
Doing the job.
New at the job. Yep, that's exactly right. I guess that's the money issues. We have a report from the superintendent, please.
You all have my report in front of you. Sander's all loaded and up and going, did some plowing. Kingsley's is gonna be here tomorrow to service the generators, the plants. And rereading water meters, that's up and coming.
I guess another ad that I didn't have in my report is I'd like to thank you personally for your efforts in trying to find this sizable water leak that we had for a week or so, a couple weeks in the past, but we were losing a great deal of water in the 100,000 gallon range per day. And Larry and his crew, Larry would come in at 5 o'clock in the morning and walk around the village, drive around, walk around, trying to find the water leak. And it was discovered, and it was repaired, and the system is back to normal flows now. So, again, I'd like to thank you for your auspiciousness there. Now the correspondence?
Are you done?
Yes.
Correspondence from Melissa Cook regarding reimbursement for the purchase of a new tire. Correspondence from New York State DEC regarding fully executed order of consent stipulation for Meadow Lane. Boil water order for Ridge Road to Castine Road, including parts of Church Street and Pine Street. Letter to Melissa Cook regarding a problem with one of her tires. Letter to Sheriff Favreau regarding increased speed enforcement in the village. Notice from Clinton County Health Department stating boil water order has been lifted. Correspondence from Clinton County Planning Department regarding upcoming training for zoning and planning board members. Correspondence from Clinton County Attorney William Favreau regarding transfer of ownership of section of road on Locust Street from the county to the village. Copy of local law number 2 of 2010, firefighter and EMS worker tax exemption. Letter to Melissa Cook from Trident Insurance regarding her claim. Letter to Jerry Favreau and Bob St. John regarding repair of the waterworks building on Perry's Mills Road.
Old business, GSA, no changes in the water district up there?
Nothing at this time, no.
Okay. Okay. New business. Need a motion to adopt local law number 2, the fireman and EMS worker tax exemption.
Mr. Mayor, you
Yes.
have to go into a public hearing at 7 o'clock for that, and then if there's no comments, then you close it and then you vote.
Thank you for reminding me. Okay. we'll stop the regular meeting at 7 o'clock and open up a public hearing for the firefighters and EMS worker tax exemption.
You would need a motion to close the regular hearing, to open the public hearing.
Thank you. Need a motion to close the regular hearing?
It's a motion to close the regular meeting.
Second? All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Okay. Regular meeting is temporarily closed. Now we need a motion to open up the,
I'll make a motion to open up the public hearing.
second?
Second.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Motion approved. Sorry. Just gonna take a few months at this.
It's okay.
Keep me in line, ladies, keep me in line.
It's all right, then
Just ask me.
there's no.
Any
no one
comments?
here for comments.
Anyone here for comments?
Okay, I'd like a motion to,
Like a motion to close the,
we need a motion for the local law, correct?
well, we need to close the public hearing.
Okay.
Need
Make
a
a
motion?
motion to close the public hearing.
Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a second. Any discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any negative? Motion carries. Need a motion to reopen the regular meeting?
Make a motion.
Have a second?
I'll second the motion.
All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, regular meeting's back in order. Now can I have a motion to adopt local law number 2, the firemen and EMS exemption?
Yes, I'd like to make a motion to adopt local law number 2.
Okay, do I have a second?
Second.
We have a second. Any discussion? Any discussion on this local law? Do we have a roll call vote, please?
Mayor Martin,
Yes.
trustee Trombley,
Aye.
trustee Grisenda,
Aye.
trustee Trombley.
Aye.
Motion carries. I don't know if you've had enough time to go over this resolution, the property tax cap mandate relief. You were copied with this, I believe. You were copied with this. If you're comfortable with this, we can make a motion and vote on this tonight. Pretty straightforward. Or we can wait until next meeting to discuss this and vote on it at that time. What would you like to do?
I'm not sure what you're talking about, so I'd like to wait myself.
Okay.
Now you've got me wondering, so I'm not certain.
It's, we can copy with that.
Came from NICOM.
Yep.
Last one? Or is it this correspondence?
Is that any correspondence? No. Here. All right, let's table, let's table this resolution until January's meeting.
Is it that?
Okay. You've also been copied with water sewer credit. Paul Monstead, on Meadow Lane. Need a motion to credit one account and transfer it to another. Is that right, Don?
Right, he had a credit on the one account, but the trailer's not there anymore, so we asked him if he could just put it on one of his other accounts.
Okay.
Okay, I'll make a motion that the $43 be applied to 40 Meadow Lane from the account from 33 Meadow Lane since the trailer's not there.
In the amount of $43.
Correct.
Do I have a second? Second. Do you have any discussion on this motion? a regular vote is?
Regular vote.
Regular vote. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Any other new business? Anything at all tonight, Dan? That being said, motion to adjourn.
Make a motion?
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Meeting is done.
Good job.